What do you know? Earlier we were talking about the USA Today article Bob Nightingale wrote about the Nationals and Mike Rizzo being the biggest free agent that everyone's sort of overlooking, and he got some interesting quotes from Rizzo. I think really for the first time, kind of sticking up for himself and saying, "Yeah, damn it, I feel we've done a good job. We haven't had success in the postseason, but I'm really proud of what we do, and I feel like we're underappreciated, and I want to be paid like one of the best." Mm-hmm. Pretty big quotes from him. I support him. We like him. I know you have a kind of maybe a different opinion of him, but
no, I don't have a different opinion of him as general manager. I think he's a very good general manager.
Right.
And postseason is such a dicey thing.
I agree with you.
It's very hard to judge players or managers or general managers on their postseason performance. Although Rizzo has judged his managers on postseason performance. He's fired 3 managers based on their postseason failings.
Well, not always because of Rizzo, though. It seems like it's more the people above
My understanding is he fought for Dusty, right?
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know what went on in the room. I don't think any of us does. But the fact is the 3 managers were fired for postseason performance. And, again, I think that's a little dicey to do for anybody. Mike Messina, when I was doing the book 11 years ago now, and he and Tom Glavine, and I was asking him about how the Yankees were in postseason every year. This was in 2007, but hadn't won a World Series at that point since 2000. And I said, what's the deal? Why are you guys good enough to win 90, 95, 100 games every year, but you seem to fall short in October? And he said, you have to understand, it's a different sport.
Yeah.
And this is true in all sports to some degree, but particularly in baseball, because the Yankees had a team that was built to beat up on 4th and 5th starters, on weaker teams, on teams, that when you got past their first 2 starters, we had guys with ERAs of 5 pitching. But when you get to postseason, you're dealing with the teams that have the good third, and first of all, you only need 3 starters, and they're all good, and they have relief, and they have a solid lineup. So it's a completely different game, and the Nationals have obviously encountered that and failed. But Rizzo obviously does contract that shouldn't even be up for debate, but this is their style. It reminds me a little bit of when I worked at the Post. Ben Bradley believed in keeping everybody a little bit uncomfortable, whether it was his editors or reporters. He wanted everybody just to feel a little bit on edge. They perform. I think the learners, to some degree, take nuance. They let him bring in a Boris or 2 every year so he can keep Scott happy.
See, I don't buy that narrative, but I know you do.
Well, you don't have to buy it. I'm not selling. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Just look at the roster. But I think he'll be there because. Do you see? If there was some team that was dying to go out and steal Mike Rizzo from the Nationals, I think he or someone else would have leaked it by now.
But I also think if he was available and decided, you know what, I do feel underappreciated.
He'd get a job.
In 2 seconds. In 2 seconds.
Yeah, but the Nationals are going to make him an offer to stay. There's no question about that, as they should. And then it'll be up to him. Okay, they came up with the offer. I'm happy. Maybe I do or maybe I don't have an instant alternative. It's not like with Kirk Cousins. Where the minute he declares for free agency, there are going to be 5 teams trying to negotiate with him. We don't know that for sure with Rizzo. I would think he'd get a job because of his track record, but you never know. I mean, baseball's a funny world. Remember, Rizzo's kind of a throwback as a general manager in that he's a real scout.
Yeah.
And nowadays, teams aren't hiring real scouts. They're hiring analytics guys.
His dad was a big scout too, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
By the way, John,
but he's kind of I don't want to say dying breed, but if you look at who's getting hired now, it's 34-year-olds with Harvard degrees.
Yeah, but he's embraced analytics and all of that, so I think he's just as geeky as all those other guys.
His strength is as a scout. That's his strength, his ability to analyze talent.
But that might be why he's great, because he can do both.
Okay, you don't have to sell me on Rizzo. I'm just telling you that things have changed in the world of baseball front office and in the world of managing because of that. And I believe Rizzo will be here. I believe if he left, he'd get a job. So we agree. We just disagree perhaps on his specific skills.